What exactly is photosynthesis? Well, photosynthesis is the process where plants absorb sunlight to synthesize foods from carbon dioxide and water. Plants have chloroplasts, which are found in green plant cells and contain chlorophyll, which is a pigment that is responsible for absorbing the light, which provides the energy for photosynthesis.
In light photosynthesis, the photons in solar energy is absorbed by certain receptors in the photosystems, which are the two large green forms. The photons are then transported to the reaction center, where the photosystem then splits up a water molecule to obtain an electron, as the hydrogen is stored in the thylakoid to form a hydrogen gradient. These electrons are then transported to the electron acceptor and sent through the electron transport chain. As the electron transfers from one carrier to the next, they release energy, which is captured and stored in the form of a hydrogen ion. The hydrogen ion then flows down the electrochemical gradient through the ATP synthesis, which turns the ADP to ATP, which can later be used by the Calvin cycle. Once the electrons reach photosystem 1, the receptor absorbs more solar energy to energize electrons to leave the reaction center and transfer it to an electron acceptor, where it is then passed on to the NADP plus molecules to eventually create NADPH, which requires 2 electrons on a hydrogen molecule. This NADPH is then used by the Calvin cycle.
In the Calvin cycle, it starts off with CO2, which is then taken and transformed into a carbohydrate, which can be used to form glucose. The CO2 is transformed into CH2O, which is known as formaldehyde. To get to the glucose, it is transformed first from ATP into ADP and NADPH into NAD+. 3 sets are needed to create one glucose, and because of this, sometimes one carbohydrate will go through the process multiple times until enough are ready to form the glucose. The glucose will be used as energy for the plant. The excess that is not put into the glucose is recycled through the process as RUBP, which can be reused in more of the glucose. The difference between C4 and C3 is the number of carbons, which is the difference based on the number that goes with the C.